make people pay their parking tickets.
Pay attention to these new boots, y'all. This is serious. It's getting real out here.
SpongeBob.
Yeah, according to Jimmy, it might look like a squash SpongeBob, but the bright yellow barnacle boot is the NYPD's newest tool to fight parking offenders. The department debuted that device today. Our own Mark Santia live in Midtown with a demo to tell us how it works. Hi, Mark.
Hey, Natalie. Yeah, consider this a warning to drivers who park illegally. The NYPD is using a new device to keep traffic moving.
Wow.
Looks like a box.
Y'all see that?
A new tool to keep traffic moving on city streets. It's called Barnacle.
There's a built-in motor, and it has 2 suction cups. It goes on the windshield, 1,000 pounds of pressure, and it self-regulates.
Barnacle is being used by NYPD's traffic teams for parking enforcement.
The Barnacle is safer because our current booting system is only about 20 to 30 seconds to deploy, opposed to 2 to 3 minutes where the agent has to kneel down street side. So not only is it safer and faster, the technology it has, it makes it more efficient. We get real-time GPS location, so if someone tries to drive off with it, we get notifications. And if anyone's trying to tamper with it, we also get live notifications.
Wow.
That's right. An alarm sounds if someone tries to scrape off this barnacle. The NYPD is looking beyond traditional boots that go on the tires of cars. This device turning heads in Midtown and getting a New York welcome.
You need a sunroof, because then you can just kind of stand up and drive through it. That's how I do it.
I think it's a really great idea because now you can't even try to drive. You can't see.
There are a few barnacles floating around the city, but Inspector Brian O'Sullivan says more are on the way.
We're currently in a pilot program right now where we're starting it in Queens. We're going to increase the number of units we have in the next few weeks to expand.
They starting it in
the rest of the
Queens.
city.
Wow.
So if you have a barnacle on your windshield, what you want to do is follow the instructions, make the phone call, pay the $185 fine, and then a traffic agent will come out and remove the barnacle from your windshield.
Oh my God.
News 4 New York.
Brothers and sisters, that is crazy. So for all of you that went on YouTube and figured a way to take the regular boots off, now they came up with a new boot. See, you only could do it but so long. You see the new boot? Before, the old boots, you used to have to put in the code, and then you got to drop the boot off. Now, you got to wait for somebody to actually, oh my gosh, you got to wait for somebody to come out and take this boot off your windshield. It tracks you and everything. You try to remove it, it's an alarm that goes off. Listen, brothers and sisters, here's a solution to this, right? Go to Parking NYC if you're in New York City area, because I don't know what they're doing in Jersey. Long Island is a little different, than the boroughs. If you're in the NYC area, right? Track your tickets. We all get tickets and everything for whatever reason. I mean, they got speed cams. They putting another speed cam on the highways on construction zones. You can't see that, but if you go over 40, if the work zone is 40, 40 miles per hour, if you do like 60, you're going to get a ticket with that. It's speed cameras all over the place. You got red light cameras, listen, to track your tickets, you got to go to NYC, Parking NYC. You punch up your plate and tell you how much tickets you have. Now, you can do a payment arrangement with these tickets because, listen, if you got tickets, right, and most of us do, because when I was working the other day, girl was partying and everything like that. Shout out to her. I'm not going to mention her name. Next thing you know, I look up at the window. I saw the marshals pull up. Now, he put the regular boot on this girl car. He told her he couldn't even take it off. He said, nah, you got to follow the prompts. She owed over $1,500 in tickets. NYC, Queens, Brooklyn, Long Island. Queens, Brooklyn, Bronx, Harlem. In case you don't know, if you got over $350, over, not $350 exact, it got to be over $350, they're coming to tow your car. Not tow, they're going to put a boot on it. If you don't get that boot off, they will come and tow it. Now, as far as the new boot, what you just saw, they'll probably do the same thing. You get a certain amount of time to resolve that. So the solution to that, once again, go to Parking NYC, punch up your plate, see how many tickets you got if you have tickets, and I would encourage each and every one of you to do this daily. We all going through financial listen, we all going through financial challenges. Don't get me wrong. If you get a boot on your car, I don't care what you got going on. If you use your car to go back and forth to work, go back and forth, food shit, Trader Joe's now. I'm doing my little errand thing. If you got to do these things, you pick up your children, you need your vehicle, because that's why you got it. It's not just for pleasure. It's a reliable source. You cannot afford to get a boot, because let me tell you something. When you get the boot, you're going to pay whatever ticket you owe. Then you got to pay to get the boot off. Then you got to pay the boot fine. And then I think you got to pay for the boot to be transported back. Now, I don't know if and as you heard him, he said they're going to start this in Queens. Guess what? I'm in Queens. So my people's in Queens, wake up. It's not starting in Brooklyn, even though Brooklyn had the highest in the country of theft of cars and everything in that regard. But they're going to start off in Queens. Queens is the biggest borough in NYC. So they're going to start using that new boot in Queens. So if you're in Queens, be mindful. If you got $350 of tickets, if you can't pay a $50 or $100 tickets, they're coming to get your car. They're going to put a boot on your car. And these are tickets that's in judgment. You can have $300, you can have $500, $600 worth of tickets. As long as they're not in judgment, you'll be okay. But you want to either pay them or go down to the DMV, fight them and everything before they go into judgment. Because once they go into judgment, you can't fight them. It's too late. They used to have, when Bloomberg was in the office, and we didn't know about this, right? Before, you used to be able to get your tickets reduced. This is in the early 2000s. But they had a voting on this, and nobody was notified for whatever reason. So the people could have voted to, no, abolish the program. Because enough people didn't come to vote, they abolished that. So now you can't even have your tickets reduced. Now you can pay a portion of your ticket going down to the DMV. But I don't know as far as, how can I say it? I don't know if you can, you can't, you can pay down. Like if you owe a $50 ticket, you give $25 and do another $25. I don't know if you could do it online and put a portion. Normally online, you got to pay whatever the ticket is. So please, brothers and sisters, it's not worth it, because once you get the pool, you're paying so much more. Even if you have to put $25 down, if the tickets are in judgment and you over $350, they are coming for you. Your best bet, if you owe $50, if you owe over $350, like say for example, you owe $400, man, you better borrow the money, put $100 down, because even though you still now owe $300, as long as you're not over $350, you're fine. And then once again, now they increase the fines. Before, if you have if the ticket was $50, before it'll increase to $15, now they're going up $25 as far as late fees. So listen, this is the money catch, this is the money grab, and this is a warning to each and every one. You don't want to go through that process. I went through it and everything, and at the time, they didn't have payment arrangement. When you get a boot now, you do payment arrangement. At the time when I got a boot, it's probably in 2010, 2012, 13, you had to pay everything up front to get the boot off the car. Now that's not the case. So they already showed you that they have a new way of putting boots on your car, because obviously people were taking the boots off, people were discarding them and everything. Now this one, until you figure out a way to deal with this situation, and these people are not stupid, they're smart. Because remember, most of the people that have these jobs, they from the hood like me and you, so they telling people. And I'm not saying that to be, and I don't advocate no form of crime. This is all righteousness and trying to be holy here in that regard. So, because some people are like, oh man, they, chalk it up to the game. I'm not with the streets in that regard at all. I got people that's in the streets, and I used to be not necessarily a street dude, but even though I was in the streets, I was never really about it in that aspect. So, and to me, all that stuff is foolishness, because you put yourself in a position to go to jail, you put yourself in a position to lose your life. So turn away from that. But I'm saying that to say this, you got to be mindful. You got to be mindful, man, because it's not even worth it. It's not worth it, because now you got to pay all these different fines and everything like that. Money you don't have anyway. You getting a credit card or using somebody else's money, now you got to pay them back. So just pay whatever you have to pay, even if it's weekly, every 2 weeks, whatever. The goal is don't get no tickets on your car, but if you get tickets, pay it right away. Do not be lazy. Procrastination is a form of laziness. Do not be lazy. I don't care if you got to borrow the money. It's better you borrow the money, be in debt with that person, than you get a boot on your car. So I just wanted to just do this quick video on that and show you the seriousness. Like with that new boot, what they put on your windshield, they have, and you try to remove it, they have a signal where they alarm people, they alarm the NYPD, yo, this person trying to remove the boot. Once again, the people that work these jobs, they from the hood like me and you. And they telling them like, yo, man, they don't figure it out. They got the video on YouTube how to take it off. And because of that, they informed in that aspect, okay, we got to come with something different. So every time you think you're trying to get over, trust me, these people are not stupid. They're hip to your game. They just haven't come up with a new way to get you. So to avoid all that, once again, you get tickets, pay them right away. You know, you got over $350 of tickets. As long as it's not in the judgment zone, you okay. But if it go into judgment zone, and you over $350, they're coming for you. It's just a matter of time. So please, brothers and sisters, avoid this, avoid the boot, take care of your tickets, and try to avoid getting tickets. They got the NYC app, which I don't use. I'm still old school. I'm a little older, so I still put the quarters in the meters and everything like that, you know, or put the card in, because now they're getting rid of quarters in the meters now. So you got to, everything is digitalized. So now you got to get the app and everything to do that, and hopefully it works. But avoid getting a boot by any means necessary, brothers and sisters. With that being said, enjoy the rest of you guys' day on this Sabbath Saturday. All right? Peace and blessings. Peace!